It's like a whole new world. This is extra human. And this is the potential of the game. It is about a fishman with a big stick. You go around smacking up giant mutant fishes. And last video I talked about rain splishy sploshing thingies and the crest system, getting underwaters to work. And then I'm waiting to hear back from publishers about a pitch. And it has been 3 years since I started the game, and now I can start to see the end of it. Yee. So this is the 4th arc from the prototype, trailer, and the demo before in this YouTube's journey where I'm making a game to inspire peoples and help motivate them to follow the dreams. And the whole new world has some very similar problems to what the last solution for the water was. But it was just covered up by the fog density, which kinda sucks because it means all of the work I had to do for underwater, I still need to do that. Distraction. I just had a very, very cool idea of what I can do for the visuals of the next video. So I was thinking about doing 2 radiuses with the fog so I can have one that covers the water plane while having a more visible section. The question now is how much work do I want to do on this underwater system before I go do the rest of demo polishing, because I can just keep on working on this for who knows how long. Okay, side tangent, little snippet of the song Luminary. Woo! This is the type of thing that this game can become. I mean, you might think it's cheesy, but I think it's really cool, and now that's close. And a little while later, one is done. Then with a few hours more, I've been officially proud of the visuals. Little rant here again. Man, I'm making a mess of this, aren't I? The question now is how much work do I want to do on the underwaterifying before I go do the rest of the demo, because I can kind of just go for who knows how long. I noticed with games looking better and better as time goes by, it's becoming way easier for developers to just leave the game feel lacking. The visuals look awesome, but the game feels really bad, and it makes this really annoying disconnect between the two. And I see with this ocean making the game look absolutely amazing, I gotta be really careful that I don't let that happen to my game, because it kind of sucks. The next thing that's gonna add some very nice feelings is a logic trigger for when you go underwater, because with the previous implementation, the water level was flat enough that I could just slap on a box and go as soon as you touch inside of that box. Bam, you're swimming. So I need to make that sync up with how the camera's doing it as soon as you go underneath the water, which is a shader. So I have no clue how you're meant to do that. And I'm thinking I can just piggyback off of what was already there. So, hello. It is now time to go good nightings. And power outage was a thing for most of the next day, so I looked into Steam and Kickstarter stuff for the futures to actually stay kinda productive. And then the UI for the weapon wheel is, after power's back on, being rendered after the water fog. So I've got to do something about that. And this fix was actually pretty easy. I just switched the camera to do an overlay instead of putting it in the screen space, which from the last videos, if you saw them, that was really messing with the layout because of the floating world point. the UI is way too far away when I set it up. So when you're playing in game, it just starts jittering and fritzing out. Back to the other thing, we've got the ooh, hello, and then I went to bed. We got buoyancy, woohoo! Let's go to sleep again because, yeah, like I said, the power outage was a big chunk of the day. So when you reach a certain depth, we want to trigger the logic so you can start swimming on command. Nearly there. It's got the floatiness, but this is not swimming. That is not right. Aha! I was what? I was nesting the logic where I tell it to just stop, and when I said it just swim if you're underwater and at the right depth. Haha, because that is something that the shader asset thing called Crest provides for me, so it was kind of piggybacking on it in anyway. Problem, time to reverse it. Woo! That was actually very nice. Now, the menu. So the screen space overlay thing was kind of messing up the lighting because of how the shader was using a directional thing which allows it to interact with the lighting, but now it's gone, so I'm gonna try a reset because I could rescale it, but that would very much screw with the quick select. So yes, we reset it. This is where I found the distance shader, so plopping that over to an overlay for the text. Pow! Now I'm going to need a review for this. I tried adding a shader to the water so it will fit the overall visual style of the game more, but it's kind of hard to tell what's good and what is bad when I've been working on it for so long, and I would need a good couple weeks with just not looking at it at all. So what do you think? While you type, scripting me is going to go for a shower, and then I'm going back to the enemies to smooth out the animation and rotation speed, because at this rate we are whipping through things. We're going to have a proper demo to release publicly for you guys to play in another 2 weeks. Woo! And I should call the demo arc renamed to the publisher demo. Proof of concept demo, because that fits more. And then this is like a mini arc on after the relaxing thing. Yeah. Now it's tomorrow and the rotation is still snapping way too much. I spent a good half an hour on this trying to make it rotate smoothly to the target. But after I looked it up and was trying things, I went to the player script to where the player rotates smoothly along with the camera and just ripping that straight out. And okay, I'm taking a break. So the player's version kinda worked. We're slipping the rotation from its own to a target, but why it do that? I tried some things for another like half an hour or something, and I got absolutely nothing. I took another break. And the whole point of taking a month off before in the relaxment mini arc was so I can go ham on it when I came back. But resting this much, apparently I needed more rest, and it's really annoying. The whole point of it is so that when I come back, I'm more relaxed on how much I'm relaxing. I'm easier on myself instead of feeling so guilty for taking a break. 10 minutes into the next day after work, I looked up smoothing look at function, which is the function I've been using the entire time, and pow! Okay, time for a sanity check. Just look at this with no lerping works, and what the slurp is screwy, so I'm just going to go to snap with the look rotation, and that is what was wrong. So now I is using its own position to offset the target rotation's target. That was the problem. So now we make the So now we make the mesh rotation a look rotation that is embedded in a slurp. Then that's multiplied by time, and now we have a fight. Finally. Okay, it's time for a sneaky mechanic you are going to absolutely love, and you're going to have to wait until the demo to actually see it, because it's very, very cool and would be a spoiler to how the rest of the boss would work. But it has been a bit now working on it. Wasn't keeping track of how long, but the inheritance is really annoying. I'm trying to get the trigger to activate a method when I'm hitting an object and getting a trigger to work in the parent of that thing. It was actually a very simple fix, but getting to it took a while. It was like a shift in a thinking, because I'm still learning this thing after 5 years of using the engine. Overall, things went actually very smoothly. I had about 3 problems where adding the 3 problems where I was adding force in a method that isn't using time. Then adding drag over time to act like impulse force, because that I just did not want to debug that. And flipping the normals and the triangles in a mesh to create a inverted mesh collider. And that is very, very cool. I want to show this thing off, and it has a very cool effect to it. But, like I said, it's a spoiler, and I'm halfway there. So I'm going to go to bed, because I got work in the morning. I want to make a timeline for the public demo launch plan. So let's do that now. Next week will be the big collision with finishing the secret logic, and a level up system with the first power up type thing. And then I will be testing out the sequencing of the cutscenes, specifically in cutting a bunch of unneeded dialogue. Then I'm going to give it a whole week for environment stuff and making that, and then making some fun movement for the post demo itchy nose. I'm going to leave some room for the final touches. So the plan is actually 2 weeks from now, you will demo. But I have another movement mode to make entirely. So let's just go back to the special logic and ignore that entirely. Sunday was mostly rest with a little bit of development, and I got the inverted collision working, but only when it's outside of what I want it to be, because when it is a child of the object I want it to work on, it just doesn't work at all because of a secondary mesh that is taking priority. So we'll figure out what to do with that next time, and the new target for videos is going to be uploading Monday mornings, because I think that is going to work a lot better. Now, I have 1 hour until I need to get ready to go to work, so I have this hour to edit and upload the video, however long that takes, with making a thumbnail. Let's go!